Again, maybe Christian, regarding the gold AFP that we saw last April, so AFP exchange for physical, so it's kind of a future where people can buy, or a contract that you're buying gold in a second moment. I am more or less right? I don't hear.
Sorry, the exchange for physical was, for all intents and purposes, representing the difference between delivering gold in London versus New York. Now, Mike earlier mentioned that last year, because of COVID, we experienced disruption to the global gold supply, as we did in silver. And what that meant was actually moving gold physically from location to location, so London to New York, was incredibly difficult. We wrote a paper on that last year, which kind of delved into the details, where we saw reduced number of commercial flights, which often is used to transport gold, disruption at refineries or mints, which again kind of caused problems and disruptions in the entire supply chain, which kind of led to that growing discrepancy in the exchange for physical, which we did indeed see blow out kind of in March, April last year, but since has come down to much more normal levels. And I think what that shows is that the global gold supply, at least, is incredibly resilient. I think the disruption did last for a couple of months, but certainly things got back on track, and there was no severe disruption to the wider gold market, which you might expect given the level of disruption that the pandemic caused when it first kind of took hold.
So to explain to the audience, this discrepancy is the premium on the physical exchange of products compared to the spot price of the metals, right?
So it's a comparison between the spot price in London versus the futures price we get in New York. So the difference, because of that, the difficulty of moving physical gold from one location to the other, caused that difference, which ordinarily should be quite small, because otherwise it would create an arbitrage, kind of blew out, representing those difficulties in the supply and movement of gold.
And do you think this dynamic will return or not in the near future? The fact that we have a huge premium regarding the physical product?
Well, I think it's difficult to say. I think looking at more recent data, that doesn't appear to be the case, and I certainly don't think that where we are in the pandemic right now is anywhere near where we were when this first took hold last year. So I don't foresee that happening. I think what we're seeing in the moment, with potential increased premiums, is potentially slight kind of bottlenecks in supply, but at a very, very small level. Ordinarily, I think or kind of overall, I think we're seeing that the gold market is functioning very, very smoothly.